Welcome to WXXZ Radio. It's 2 a.m., so it's time for the Midnight Chapel Hour. Our guests tonight are Reverend Bobby Lee Lee and Mrs. Beverly and Princess-Penington. Over the last few nights, we've been giving the mic to Bobby Lee.
That's Reverend Bobby Lee, director of the KJV Fundamental Baptist Radio Chapel of the Airwaves, Rick.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Sorry, Reverend Lee Lee.
That's Bobby Lee Lee.
That's right. Yep. All right, Reverend Lee. However, in the interest of equal time, we're going to turn our attention to the lovely Mrs. Beverly and Princess-Penington, author of the Young Christian Girl series, book number 1, God's Best for Obedient Girls, book number 2, God's Best for Submissive Girls, book number 3, as I understand it, Mrs. Princess-Penington, will be out this year. And it's God's Best for Stupid Girls.
No, it's God's Best for sweet girls.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Well, let me ask you the obvious question. Is God's Best for Obedient Girls any different from God's Best for Submissive Girls?
Well, no. God has his best for all girls who, try to be Christian ladies in the way that God intended.
I see, and, I reckon that'd be, like giving all their stuff to the poor and working in the hospital.
Well, of course that's part of it, but a good portion of my book deals with proper grooming because really a Christian lady must be concerned with proper grooming.
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand, Mrs. Princess-Penington. I thought Christianity was, like all about prayer and forgiving people and, loving your neighbor and praying for others and turning the other cheek. I didn't think there was a dress code involved or you had to wear your hair a certain way.
No, Mr. Horsley, I can see that dress and grooming are not the highest priorities in your life, but actually for God's precious young ladies, it's essential that they comport themselves as women who are eager to please Him, because really, Rick, looks really do count, and that's biblical. Amen, sister. Amen. That's right. We don't want no ugly girls. The books actually are about never wearing slacks on a lady, which God hates. That's an abomination to God.
What? Gee, she's supposed to wear something, ain't she?
Well, yes, but she must wear women's clothing. The books also deal with courtship and marriage and how she is to conduct herself in marriage.
Does she dress a different way when she's married?
No, but it's very important that a wife be submissive to her husband, that she live in complete obedience to him. When I was married to my first husband, Mr. Princess, I never once contradicted him or told him he was wrong. In 8 years of marriage, I never once told him he was wrong. Rest his soul.
Boy, that's remarkable. I got a pretty good old lady right now, but I gotta admit, she tells me when I'm wrong. She says, Rick, I love you, but man, you're such a screw-up. You're not supposed to put motor oil down the garbage disposal, you big idiot. Of course, she's right about that, but I guess maybe she could have put it a little nicer, but it cost us a lot of money if somebody come in there and try to pump that stuff out. And I did learn when you change your oil, you definitely don't want to pour it down the kitchen sink. You gotta go take it over to the shop and they get rid of it, but then that costs money. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So you never told your husband he was wrong. Well, and he died, huh? What'd he die from?
He drove off a cliff.
Yeah, well, that can happen in some circumstances.
Well, the Lord never did deal with him about guardrails. He thought that they were an imposition of the government trying to control us.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe you could say he was kind of a freedom fighter then, you know? Well, to get back to what we was saying, I gotta tell you, I really appreciate my old lady for telling me the truth about things when I screw up. I mean, for example, the time I tried to give the cat a bath in the toilet. She told me then that was a big mistake. First of all, a cat really doesn't like a bath, no matter how you try to give it to him or how much he stinks. Doggone thing been out rolling around in something that died a long time ago, so felt like it needed a bath, and there was the toilet got that handle on it for rinsing them off. I thought it was a good idea, but let me tell you something. There ain't nothing that can hold on to your arm like a cat that don't want a bath in the toilet. And my old lady, she's saying, Rick, you just can't give a cat a bath in a toilet. But you know what? She was right, but it took me a good 15, 20 minutes to realize it. So, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of the old lady stepping in if you're doing something that, is going to get your arm scratched up, saying you to the doctor you got to get a shot for tetanus. I was really thankful for my old lady that day. I mean, once I woke up after they give me all them stitches, could let me tell you that cat, it didn't just stick to my arm, man. By the time I got out of there, that thing was on my face, sticking there like a tick on the mule, boy. So I finally got that thing off at the hospital. Now let's talk to Reverend Bobby Lee Lee and see what he has to say about the topic of marriage.
Oh, I'm definitely for marriage, Rick. I'm a married man, a happily married man, and my beautiful wife and I, we've been married now for 22 years. 22 blissful years, yes, indeed.
Well, Reverend Lee, I mean, you do seem like a nice guy to me, but I gotta admit that we got a few calls here at the station from people a little indignant about you and your history. Apparently, you got 2 convictions for soliciting a prostitute in the last 10 years.
Well, now, you know something? I just got to tell you something. Those are lies. Let me tell you something here, Rick. People will lie. They will say evil things about a man of God. They will mess with the Lord's anointed. And let me tell you something. The Bible says, touch not the Lord's anointed. You better not touch the Lord's anointed.
Yeah, I think that's why them cops arrested you.
No, that is not funny, Rick. And let me tell you something. That is not true because it was a lie. I was framed. Those police were framing me. They was.
Well, kind of hard to understand. The preacher telling people to do good. The cops are saying if you do evil, they gonna slap you in jail, which I know full well. So, I mean, why do you think the cops were, trying to frame you there, Pastor Bobby Lee Lee?
You just get these people, they just get in power, and they ain't accountable to nobody there, Rick. And preacher comes along and challenges them, and they decide, we're just going to make this man of God fall. We're just going to make him fall. And that's what they do. I'll tell you what, you know what I was doing? I was giving that girl a tract. I was giving her a tract. I was in my car. I said, young lady, do you know where you would be if you died right now? Where would you be 5 minutes after you died?
Well, I reckon she'd be on the street, 5 minutes after she died. That's where they are. And, they died. They'd be just lying there on the pavement, maybe on the sidewalk. But, okay. I mean, Reverend Bobby Lee is not, I'm not the judge and jury, but we do have a few people called in somewhat irate about this.
Well, let me tell you something. Those false charges, I know I pled guilty, but that was just to bring the matter to an end because I am innocent, and those false charges never interfered with my ministry with the KJV Fundamental Baptist Radio Chapel of the Airwaves. And you know why? Because we independent fundamental Baptists, we know the man of God, he is the head of the church. And remember what the Bible says, touch not the Lord's anointed. I'll tell you something, Rick, that one sheriff's deputy me that he arrested me. Let me tell you something. I told him you should not be doing this. Well, that man is dead now. He is dead now. I'm telling you, that's a warning from the Lord.
Yeah, I knew who that deputy was. He and I had a few run-ins. I think he was about 85 years old when he busted you, Reverend Lee. But look, we're just about out of time, so this here's been the Midnight Chapel Hour, which meets nightly 2 a.m. here on WXXZ. I'd like to thank my guests, the Reverend Bobby Lee, the Mrs. Beverly, and Princess-Penington. We'll see y'all next time.